Yasas, Yasu, and welcome to the Amigos of Pafos FC. I am Amigo Darren, your host, and we're here to talk about the disaster that happened last night at Nicosia between Olympiakos Nicosia v Pafos FC. Well, what can we say about that match? Not a lot really, but we'll go into it and see what we can fathom out for ourselves. So let's have a look at it. Olympiakos Nicosia 2, Pafos FC 0. That was the result last night. And yet again, we went to Nicosia with really no informed striker at all. Bit of pre-match drama, who we're going to pick. And I mean, we've got Anderson, Di Matta, Buasamina, who has not really seen a lot of matches. And talk about tactical curveballs. We rolled out without a clear, informed striker on the sheet. Decisive moments in the match. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute, but the match was quite tactical, to say the least. Decisive moments, 72nd minute, when the deadlock was finally broken, when Stefanos Charalampous peeled off his marker and poked the ball home with all the subtlety of a toddler stealing candy, and the stadium erupted. To say the least. But hey, it's a goal and they cracked it. The second decisive moment was on the 79th minute, 7 minutes later, just when it looked like everyone was settling down for 1-0. Jean-Philippe unleashed what can only be said was an unbelievable goal. And even the TV speakers grunted in awe. Goal! And suddenly Pafos' chances ran out at 90 minutes. Back to Cyprus without a ride home. That's what it felt like. So, wiping the tears aside, let's have a look at the Pafos lineup. Okay, so this was our lineup for the evening, and it was a bit of a weird setup, I must admit. It was three at the back with David Luiz, Lucasen, and Goldar. Oh, sorry, Goldar's not on there. David Luiz, Lucasen, and Peleus. That's what I meant to say. It was a 3-2-4-1, but it was more like nobody knew what they were doing, which left the fans and the pundits to wonder if they were trying to sneak in a new invention of no informed striker football. Unfortunately, it didn't score with anyone. That said and done, let's have a look at the highlights of the game. We've got a cut down version for you, so it won't take long. You can hear me speak. I'll turn it up where it's concerned. So it all started sweet enough for Pafos. We had the chances, but I don't think I've ever seen such a poor performance from Pafos. Missed chances all over the place in the first half, and we kind of let ourselves down in this game. And that was the warning shot there, the 26 minutes. The Olympiacos were firing, man. They'd come to play without a doubt. They grew into the game like bread rising in an overly warm oven. Everything started to puff up after half time. I mean, Di Matta should have done better there. Should have done better, but never mind. Pafos missing firepower up front and even losing 3 starters to injury. We looked like a boxer trying to throw punches with the wind knocked out of himself. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. Buried. Great goal, great strike, and we were lucky. We were lucky it was cancelled out because of offside, and it wasn't even massively offside. It was offside, don't get me wrong, but look, all right, it was massively offside. But it was a warning shot for him, and we didn't wake up at all. We did not wake up, and because we didn't wake up, we paid the price. And if you don't play football, then these things happen, you know? Look, unmarked. And he headed the ball into him and then tried to claim handball. That's never going to be handball in a million years, unless he puts his arm up to stop it, you know? And then, what a ball that is, man. Flick on. Good control. Spun him round. Goal. But cancelled out again. So that's 2 they had cancelled out in the 62nd minute for offside. And it was offside. So you're like thinking, what's going on? Okay. That is not going to get stopped by Markle. He pushed it straight back out to him. And you could see Sunic was a bit upset, to say the least. Anyway, cheers. Great goal, Olympiacos. Right. I mean, the possession battle back and forth early, but clear chances were scarce for us until Olympiacos found their rhythm, and then it felt like they were all over us, like a rash. And it didn't feel like we were going to score. Look at that. I mean, he's pushed it back out and in off the post. It doesn't matter whether it's the post goes in, it's the crossbar, it's the post goes in. If it goes in, it goes in. And that kind of killed everything off. I was watching it up the bar and the place was just silent. Apart from the Ammonia lads who were watching, they were quite happy, obviously. I mean, look at that. What a flipping goal that is. Jean-Philippe. Yeah, you want to be proud of that one. You can't believe it. I mean, come on. What a strike. I mean, I think he meant it, you know, because like when he came out, he chested it down and hit it on the half volley and just hit it with enough strength and a loop. Have a look at this now if you see the replay. I know I cut it down a lot, but like, yeah, he needs to be pleased with that. That was an awesome strike. Be proud of that. And then look at this. Takes it down. Bump. Look at, I can't get over it. I still can't get over it. It's just natural strike. And it's looped in. Wonder goal. Bravo. There's nothing I could say about that. That won him the game. Wrote us off completely. Yeah, you could tell. Anyway, gives us food for thought and plenty of stuff to debate. I mean, we got this, right? Initially, I thought, that's a penalty. There's got to be a penalty. It's his hand. Have a look at the slow-mo. Let's see if they show it. I think I did include it. For obvious reasons. It's Pafos, isn't it? Let's have a look. Look. So he drags the ball back and it's his hand. But then, having thought, the more times I've seen it now, it's almost like Jar Jar has dragged that ball back deliberately into his hand. There. How could he move his hand, really? And I suppose that's why they didn't give the penalty, because he dragged it back into him. I tell you what I would like to hear, though. I'd love to hear what the VAR are saying to the ref so that we can hear it. All right, it's not a penalty, but let us hear the rationale behind it. It makes things a lot easier for the fans. Come on, let us in on the game. And then this, that's a wonder save. That's a wonder save. Like 99 minutes. Look at that. He spread himself beautifully. Even Flora would have been proud of that one. And for those of you who don't know what Flora is, never mind. It doesn't matter. But yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. But look, early doors, David Luiz injured. Goldoro came on, injured. Lucasen injured. Let's just hope that these injuries that they've sustained are not serious enough injuries to keep them out for the Champions League match on Wednesday night. Because if that is, that's going to be such a shame for David Luiz not to go back to Chelsea and play. I'm sure he'll be itching to get out there and do that. But look, the GSP Stadium on the TV was buzzing. So congratulations to Olympiacos. Hats off for playing some brilliant football and tactically outmanoeuvring Pafos completely. So well done, Olympiakos Nicosia. With the enthusiasm of someone who'd had to express those too many, you were like running around and hyper, something like the squirrel out of Over the Hedge. However, I mean, a well-deserved 2-0 victory over a definitely out of sorts Pafos side, without a shadow of doubt. And after all the scarf waving from the Pafos end, apparently one of the fans was still asking who scored our goals again. Nobody, because there weren't any. It's as simple as that. I mean, Pafos FC appeared to be all over the place when those goals were going in. And tactical mistake or ingenious idea with regards to the setup? I mean, a 3-2-4-1. I'm not sure we should be playing 3 at the back. Really, are we going to play 3 at the back? We may as well play 2 strikers and go 3-5-2. Let's do that. Keep it simple. At least we've got the wing backs that can bomb up and down the wings and bring it back. But I'm not the coach, so it doesn't matter. But I wouldn't mind the money. Look, who was your man of the match in that game today? Let's have a think. Who's going to be the man of the match? Well, I think it would have to be the laddie who pulled the wonder goal out. So, congrats, Jean-Philippe. I've gone for him as the man of the match. Jean-Philippe, let's moving these around a little bit, as man of the match. So well done, Jean-Philippe. Round. Great stuff. Great goal. And ran his socks off around that midfield. So well done him. Moving on then. Let's just quickly scoot around that. Pafos, man of the match. No, didn't really. No one stood out enough for a Pafos man of the match. No one stood out enough. So we'll write that one off. That's another Olympiacos win. Hey, listen, your comments are more than welcome about this performance today. I've seen some very negative comments on the internet and on various Pafos fan zones. I've also seen a few positive ones asking for everybody to calm down. Everything will be okay. Be patient. Things like that. Nothing about poorly we played, because it was probably one of the worst performances I've seen for a while. Just all seemed a bit disjointed. But the comments that I did see on the internet and on the Pafos FC sites and on the main Pafos FC site all had the same underlying feeling, reading between the lines. It was jumping out from the screens and when you were reading it, was that Pafos FC fans are worried. It's a fact. Since just before Christmas, something's been lacking. So it's yes, Casido's gone early doors January, but it was slowly something just before Christmas that was missing. Sporadic performances, both as the team and individuals who we rely on to be consistently good week in, week out. And even they are performing sporadically. Like we played brilliantly one week and then poorly the next. And last night was the worst. Has to be said. Oh, disappointed. So much so, I'm going to sip of scotch. It was disappointing, but I'm kind of hoping that it's going to give us a bit of fire for Wednesday night, and that we don't want to get embarrassed and battered. So let's look forward to Wednesday's titanic clash with Chelsea FC. And we all have to get behind the team and the coach. And fingers crossed, it's a blip. And it's a blip that can be sorted within a few more games for the league. And it's a blip that can be sorted by Wednesday night because of the passion that's involved and the commitment that's involved for Champions League. So let's go. Looking at the league, Ammonia currently top on 42 points. Pafos are second on 37. Aris are third on 37. And AEK are fourth, also on 37. Hey, this is one of those, it's wide open. 42 points to 37, 3 teams on 37. It's all to play for. And it's not even late January. It's all to play for, and it's going to be down to the wire, this one. Mark my words. I'm telling you now, this is going to be one of those seasons where everybody's going to be on the edge of the seats. This table is going to change leadership a few more times before the end of it, and we find out who's champion. It's all to play for. So come on, let's go. Let's stick behind the boys in blue and let's give it to Chelsea. Let's let them know who Pafos are. Yes. Bummy Buffo! Let's go, boys!